Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Tiatiawa First Nations people and welcome to you, your guides, my guides in the universal energies. Absolute pleasure to have you along. Okay, well, what some topics do I want to read on today? First of all, I just want to say ignore any trolls that you see on here. I will get them. If you're a troll, don't bother even commenting because all you're doing is feeding my algorithm. And you will be hidden from view. I don't have a WhatsApp, and if anyone starts sort of preaching and doesn't sound like me, you know what I sound like. Just ignore them. As I said, I will get to them. And I'm using my Gilded Tarot Royale, and I just split the deck to start shuffling and wondering what to read on today. And the first question, as I split the deck and I looked at it, and the question was, will the US Constitution survive what is actually happening? So got several questions I want to have a look at today, and that is one of them that I've written down. Will the US Constitution survive what is happening at the moment? We're only a week in out of, 10 weeks before inauguration, between the election and inauguration, or thereabouts, 10, 11 weeks. We're only a week in, but by crikey, it's felt like months. So just really running through very quickly. You've got Tulsi Gabbard, who is an intelligence skeptic and a Russian propagandist, allegedly. Repeater is director of intelligence. You've got Marco Rubio as Secretary of State. You've got, this is who Trump is naming. They're not in yet. He is not president yet. You've got a Fox talking head as the defense secretary as being named, proposed defense secretary, and the military, top brass in the military have come out and basically said it's a effing nightmare. Insert the bleep moment. This is top military brass coming out and saying, holy effing nightmare. You have the Attorney General. Trump's pick for Attorney General has been named an alleged underage child sex trafficker whose named cohort and associate is serving time for underage sex trafficking. And this is the Attorney General. Holy crumbs, a Project 2025 author is the Federal Communications, Musk, government efficiency, and de facto pseudo-president. This Russian asset, chief of staff, this is nightmare stuff. However, Mitch McConnell, who will never, ever be forgiven for having put the world, and not just the US, the world in this situation, has managed to pull through in regards to the naming of the Senate Majority Leader. Holy crumbs. But so it wasn't Trump's pick, it wasn't the Project 2025's pick, but Mitch, talk to the hand. Okay, that's all I can say. Talk to the hand. Anyhow, I'm just going to say, okay, let all that go. I'm just absolutely, every name that comes out is just more horrific than the past one. However, I am going to put it there that I did see, I was in the shower as I usually am, and like many intuitives, that's when our guides tend to hit us, is when we're having brain space time. I think I'd just gotten out of the shower and was actually drying myself or something along those lines. I saw an image of Harris it was the palest of blue that it looked white pantsuit. And it felt like it was a ceremonial occasion, and she was wearing that colour in solidarity of the suffrage movement. That's what it felt like. So I'm hanging on to that image, touching wood. But that's what I and as I split the deck again, yes, this one was still on the bottom, but then we get the sort of truth of peace, of wisdom and knowledge, and it is drawn from the scabbard and the sword of truth and justice, compared to what I pulled the first time. But my question is going to be is, will the US Constitution itself, you've got to remember this is a constitution that was written, oh gosh, however long ago, when there were 13 US states, when only white men with land that owned land could vote. So this is a constitution that was written up then when the weapon of choice was a musket that would take you 90 seconds to load one bullet and would fire wildly all over the place. Yeah, this is a constitution that is not for its time. So, yeah, massive loss and disappointment. But also you've got here the insecure are desperately trying to hold on to what is. I'm just going to put it out there. Some people have said, well, not me. I'm talking about other readers, and I'm talking about the media have been going, the justice system, they'll save us. The Senate and the House, they'll save us. No, because if Trump gets in, it'll be ruled by executive order. If Trump gets in, the emperor, it'll be ruled by executive order. The House and Senate will become irrelevant, and the justice system will be for everybody else. Okay, let's have a look. Now, I believe, I'm not quite sure who have I got down as climate denier is the EPA. The border czar dude, apparently he's already demanded that California supply a list of dreamers and illegal immigrants, etc. California said, no, don't think it's going to happen. So if you don't think it's going to happen, if you voted for Trump, it's happening already. Okay, but I want to ask, will the US Constitution survive what is currently happening? I am in line with many other readers that have, and I've said it several times in the past, that I feel that Biden does not want to use his immunity, and he does not want to use the Wars Act, and he doesn't want to use the constitutional crisis trigger lever that he's got. But when push comes to shove, he'll put it off. He's not declaring so far. He'll put it off until it reaches a point that he can no longer deny. Wrong word. Thank you. They've just given me deny is not the right word. Until he can no longer not do it, and he will then pull the trigger. But at the moment, what they're waiting for, I'm just going to put out there, what they're waiting for is, first of all, the intelligence information to come in, like solid from around the world, intelligence information to come in. And we know Russia has already said, yeah, we did it. I'll read on that in a separate reading. Intelligence information to come in from outside the US, so that it's not Biden saying, because the poisoning of the minds of a certain element of voters by Trump and his cohorts over the years means there's a lot of distrust in the alphabet agencies within the US. So it needs to come from externally to hold water. And if that externally is from Russia, that's a big pail there. So they're holding off for that, but they're also holding off so that talked about this the other day when I think it was the day after video, about that middle band having to come to these realizations from others within that middle band. Those that perhaps voted for Trump, thinking that he would protect them, it was all okay, and realizing when the information comes out there that they've been betrayed, and therefore they will spread the word amongst themselves. It's about the GOP and the MAGAs tearing themselves apart from within. It's not the Democrats telling them. And what I am hearing through various outlets is, why were we never told? Well, we were been telling you for months and months and months and months, if not years, that this was his plan. So what you've got is you've got people popping on Reddit and saying, oh, I'll be right, Trump's getting rid of Obamacare, but I'm covered for my ongoing health issues under the Affordable Care Act. And then people are saying, yeah, you do realise that the Affordable Care Act is nicknamed Obamacare. And there's this what moment happening. And it's happening with the healthcare. It is happening with the deportation, as people are finding out that my undocumented daughter-in-law and grandkids would be in the firing line for deportation. It's those that are married to citizens, were made protected under an act that came in, I think it was under Obama, that protected the spouses of citizens. If the spouses came from overseas, all of a sudden they're not protected. So there is this information that is getting spread within the ranks. So it's a double-edged. They're having the find out moment. And to be honest, as a witness of it all, I'm just very much speak to the hand moment. You're finding out? Okay, speak to the hand. I'm not going to say I told you so. I'm not going to. I'm just not going to. Okay, but let's have a look. Will the US Constitution survive this constitutional crisis? The constitutions are supposed to be living, breathing documents. What seems to have happened is those that claim patriarchy or loyalty to the Constitution are declaring loyalty and patriarchy, and not patriarchy, patriotism. Well, it is patriarchal, to the original document. They don't seem to realise that constitutions are supposed to change with the times. They are living, breathing documents, or they're supposed to be. So will the US Constitution survive? Will the US Constitution survive the current, and I'm going to say constitutional crisis because that's what I'm being told that is currently underway. Holy crumbs. Right, come on down. Oh, look what's on the bottom. The Justice card. Actions having consequences and a rebalancing. It's not my Supreme Court card. It is the karma of justice. It's Lady Liberty. It can also be the Harris card. She's a Libra, a female Libra. Okay, let's have a look. Will the US Constitution survive this constitutional crisis? Will it? Very possibly not, especially in its current form. This is an opportunity to open a new door, step through, and close the door behind. The world is watching, but this is very much about the significant ending of a cycle and a new beginning. And you've got the American eagle here, you've got strength, you've got bullishness, and you've got the protection of the archangel. Feminine. Okay, I didn't notice that before. She's got a pair of bazookas on her. The feminine angel. Wow. And stepping through this door with joy. It's technically it can be a yes card, but it's a card of significant change. Second major arcana. I mean, that's three major arcana straight up. Challenged by movement forward and being stuck. Challenged by the money that refuses to move forward. You've got tin and gold, which were incredibly valuable back in Egyptian times. Chaos. It is moving forward, but it's the two horses here, the sphinxes, they're not moving. So that's going to be the challenge, to get it to move forward. It's going to be quite a turbulent presidency for Harris when she's eventually inaugurated. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard slog for 8 years, because it's going to be a huge change. Okay. Foundation of the reading in the here and now. Need to take the blindfold off and look at the choices going forward. Legal choices, educated decision choices. It is a crossroads moment, and I've talked in just about every video since the election about divergence points. This is a divergence point. It's time to take the blindfold off and look honestly at the choices that are on offer. Now, I'm asking about, will the Constitution survive? Because in the past, it has not worked. The Constitution has benefited those with money and abandoned everybody else. And if you're not the everybody else, if you're not the top 0.5%, and you don't realize that this Constitution is not functioning for you, why do you think that you are in the situation that you are in if you are finding yourself in a really difficult position? If you feel disenfranchised, if you feel like you're not worthy, if you feel like you're not being listened to, your grievances, whether it be in regards to job or healthcare or housing or education or anything. Because this Constitution was written for the wealthy landowners back in the day, male landowners. So if women owned land, tough bickies, they couldn't vote. The wealthy male landowners back in the day, to protect them. Crowning this reading, the Moon card. Secrets coming out, or information coming out, that is shining a light on the machinations, is the word they're giving me, the machinations of the Constitution. Immediate future. Discussions, agreements, reaching across the aisle. This could even be discussions between half-decent Republicans and I'm being told constitutional lawyers. Constitutional lawyers. And who's the other side? I'm being told administration, but I'm not feeling government administrators, I'm just going to say. Okay. Packing up the truth and moving forward in regards to this externally, internally. It's there to be harvested. Someone's just got to have the gumption, the gonads, the kahunas to climb that ladder and harvest the opportunities to move forward with this. So they're looking at the legal options, but this is also about the opportunity is here for the picking to make things better internally, but they're dithering at the bottom of the ladder. Hopes and fears, protection, homeland security, bringing forth at least one of these opportunities to nurture and heal. Okay, going forward. Page of Pentacles. It's on the table. It's going to be examined. It's on the table. the messaging needs to be aimed at the round the kitchen table families of the US, whatever makeup that is, whether it's mum and dad and 2 kids, whether it's dad and one child, whether it's mum and 3 kids and a dog, whether it's single and 2 cats, whatever the family makeup is. And I talked about yesterday about families are about the blood of the covenant, not the water of the womb. And it needs to be a transformational. I'm drawn to the dragonflies. I'm always drawn to dragonflies. They are my spirit animal. It needs to speak to these people in words of possibilities and abundance that would be transformational. The Queen of Cups, on an emotional level, uncover the emotions on the emotional level. Watching the ship, bringing the plan to fruition and bringing the ship into harbour. Protecting what is really important. But this is legacy stuff, end of cycle legacy stuff. And then we have a new decree and a ruling. On the base, we've got the justice, the legal, but bringing justice for rebalancing justice so we don't end up in this situation. The inspirational female coming forward with this new plan that has undergone a lot of contemplation by the time it's brought forward. Contemplation, internal review, but then we have the magician, the ability to manifest the possibilities, bringing forward all the options, putting all the options on the table, and then we have a judgment moment, a collective awakening, a call to arms, a heralding as the emperor, wannabe king, volatile information is brought forward in regards to the wannabe king. Okay, I'm going to ask a little bit more. So I'm going to say the opportunity is there. The opportunity is there. Let's have a look. For those that wonder how I shuffle, it's there for the voters, the happy families, the best of emotional completion, fulfillment, community, unity. A lot of work needs to be done, though, by those that are skilled in this. So for those that are wondering how I shuffle, this is how I shuffle. Not the prettiest, but seems to get the job done. So let's have a look. Will the US Constitution be rewritten? Let me ask. Will the US Constitution be rewritten, like majorly rewritten, not just amendments? Will the US Constitution start again, be rewritten to start again? Will the US Constitution be rewritten to start again? Will the US You want that one on the bottom, okay. It says me not looking at any of them. Okay. Queen of Cups. It's on offer. An emotional topic, though. It's like taking the lid off the emotional cup. Basically because what's happened is there's been such a devotion and pledge to the Constitution as if it is made of the most precious anything anywhere. It is going to be emotional. However, the offer is coming forward for something new. Challenging it is want to be dictator for life, the patriarchal, my way or the highway, autocratic. Emperor energy. That's what's challenging it. So you've got the feminine opening the cup of emotions in regards to this, having this on offer. But it's going to be challenged because the Constitution, I haven't read the US Constitution. I'm going to take a guess here and say it is written by the patriarchy for the patriarchy, despite the amendments that have gone through. At the foundation, I think yes. It's going to be endings and beginnings, significant endings and beginnings, but end of the dark and step through into the light. The dawn of the new day as the emperor is trampled underfoot. I'm thinking yes. In the past, confusion, choices, not clear about what those choices are. Trump this is his sole contract. I'm just going to say straight up, this has been Trump's sole contract to expose all the loopholes, hundreds of them. Because what's happened is the Constitution was written with decent, honest people in mind. This is in the past. It's just absolutely, he's exposed all the failings of the Constitution, the murky ground, the grey areas, the where he could pick and choose his own choice about what he wanted. This has been his sole contract. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands, defending the message. Okay, so is this someone defending the current Constitution against all these arguments against changing it? Or is it round the other way? Someone defending the changes and a lot of arguments saying, no, don't. Yeah, okay. Let's see where it goes. The immediate future, the oligarchs. They're not going to want it changed. It suits them perfectly. Oligarchical energy. However, in the external position, we have the Star of Hope, the Star of Healing, the Star of Rebalancing, the Star of all the best about a democracy. So this may even be that Biden has to become emperor for a period of time to get this in motion. But we've got the best of democracy. It's also shining a light on where the current system fails. Internally, look at these majors. Internally, a judgment time, a collective awakening, a call to arms, a realization. This is not democracy this is not Democratic Party versus Republican Party. This is democracy and strength for all. So I think there's an awakening happening right as we speak already because of this oligarchy. The Knight of Wands, volatile messaging coming forward, moving forward, slowly moving forward, but bringing forward this new message, new plan, the outcome, Ace of Pentacles, Five of Cups, on offer, something on offer, seeing from a different point of view, in the wake of this treason and betrayal. So this new strength in the face of this emotional loss that we did not like worldwide. Things are being looked at differently as money is being took out of the tree. There's grief that we'll need to go through, but in the face of the ability to commit treason and betrayal with the current Constitution, the ability to steal from the voter, betray, steal, abuse of power from the voter, and I'm getting, okay, thank you. Normally this would be my money laundering, grifting type card. But what I'm feeling it's more about a rebalancing of the scales to help those that most need it. And the Sun card, which is saying, yes, this is the voter, or just the communities, the families, the emotional unity and coming together to rebalance the scales for those that are most in need. And the Sun card, I love that. We've got Three of Cups, could be the support of all stages of government, or it's just simply celebration. As the light has been shone on the snake in the path, and when I'm talking snake in the path, this is not just Trump. It is 2025 is the Chinese year of the snake, which is really interesting. The snake, and then you've got Harris, who is a year of the wood dragon. Okay. But this is about shining a light on the flaws in the path, to be able to clear the path, to be able to go forward. It will not be easy. There will be a lot of skilled work that is going to be necessary to bring this about. A lot of skilled work. Okay. So I am just going to put it out there. Again, the timelines aren't 100% set. Actually, I think that they are. I'm feeling different about the timelines at the moment. Prior to last night, I was feeling like that, there were some things that were not settled. I'm feeling a lot more settled since last night. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. So yes, the US Constitution, oh, look what's on the bottom. Star of Hope and Healing and Balance and the Best of Democracy. So, basically, will the US Constitution survive? Not in its current form. It's going to have a massive, what I feel is a massive, right down to its bare bones, rewrite. And because there's this realization of the Constitution ain't actually what a lot of people are thinking the Constitution is. It seems to protect that 0.5% at the top, and everybody else is on their own. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Love to you all. Take care. Bye-bye.